So I get it. Trading away Porzingis and not getting a free agent, it's not ideal. And I can understand why Knicks fans are beat up in the moment. Now you could argue that KP didn't want to be there and whatever else, but that on top of the fact that two of the biggest free agents went to Brooklyn, and as Stephen A. Smith claims, took over New York, I guess, and James Dolan is still here, and we have to assume he's part of the reason why free agents don't want to come to this team. So I do get why Knicks fans can be beat up, but I'm going to attempt to pull you out of that hole just a little bit. For one, they signed Julius Randle, who just averaged over 20 points a game and is a bowling ball going to the rim. The advanced stats would suggest that Mitchell Robinson is basically already Wilt Chamberlain. And then you have RJ Barrett, and I would love to show footage of the kid, but copyright claims on college footage is kind of a guarantee, at least for me they are. So RJ, he's a tall wing who I think you can run a decent amount of offense through. Zion was great for Duke, of course, but I think Zion's presence did not allow RJ to show off his playmaking abilities, and if you go through some highlight reels of his passing, he can throw some really crisp assists to teammates, and he could be really good. Now, is there a chance that he's the next Evan Turner? Yeah, but a lot of scouts do really like him, and that's the first thing. I mean, if he can end up being a really awesome player, then suddenly the Knicks don't look as bad. The next thing is to look at Julius Randle. So Julius, from a box score standpoint, just had his best season, averaged over 20 points a game, playing power forward / center for the Pelicans, amidst all the Anthony Davis stuff and injuries and all that. As I said earlier, the guy's a bowling ball going to the rim, okay? He's 250 pounds. He feels like he's 275 when I'm watching him on TV, because the way that he just bullies guys out of the way, I think that is a dude who can be a source of offense for you. And it's not just in the low post, it's offensive rebound, it's cutting to the rim, his jump shot has shown some life, and he has enough handle to actually make plays in transition. And you could argue that he's gotten better every season of his careers. His playmaking has also shown some interesting signs as well. He's up to about 3 assists a game, and that was with a Pelicans team that had a lot of other things going on, as we all know, towards the end of the season. So if the Knicks can just make a few shots, then we could see Julius's assist numbers going up as well. Now, there are still fears with his game. His effort defensively can be hit or miss. He showed some defensive signs for the Lakers, but then this previous season for the Pelicans, maybe it was because he was just putting all of his energy into offense. Defensively, he was blah overall, so he does need to improve there. He's definitely not a finished product, and again, there's a chance that his box scores were just a little inflated this year, but I do feel pretty good about him for this Knicks team. Next, we look at Mitchell Robinson, his other front court mate, who hopefully starts at center. I mean, I know they just signed a bunch of bigs, but Mitchell Robinson defensively could be something really special. I'm talking all defense candidate, potentially even defensive player of the year candidate down the road. 2.5 blocks a game as a rookie is pretty damn impressive, and it's not just those, it's the fact that he does it from kind of everywhere. The amount of times he's blocked a three-pointer shot after switching onto them makes me think there's just something extra with this guy. Now, of course, block shots are not the end-all of defense, just ask Hassan Whiteside, but even if he's not recording an actual defensive stat, I think Robinson shows a lot of abilities to defend the pick and roll and defend ball handlers one-on-one. I mean, the guy's long as hell, he's tall as hell, and he's pretty damn athletic. And that's great next to Julius Randle, because if Randle's going to be the offensive 4, then Robinson can be the defensive 5, and it seems like he can be another one of those classic run, jump, and dunk centers. His alley-oops and his offensive rebounding and his transition plays all seem pretty strong. And the Knicks have Robinson on a rookie contract, of course, which is great, so that gives them more room to make moves. It'll be interesting to see Robinson just get a full season, because I think he picked up a lot of steam, maybe about the halfway mark of last year. They also have Bobby Portis. I do struggle a little bit with how he's going to fit in with those two. His shooting has improved, so maybe he'll just be a 6'11 small forward. Now we gotta look at these picks that the Mavericks owe the Knicks because of the Porzingis trade. So, the Knicks have the Mavs' unprotected pick in 2021, And then in 2023 until 2025, it's top 10 protected. And you could just say, well, they have Luka and Porzingis, they're going to be really good. Okay, you are potentially right there. However, for as good as Luka was in his rookie season, the dude's going to be 20 years old, and we have to think it's at least going to take him 1 or 2 more years to really figure out winning in the NBA like that, especially in the Western Conference. Number 2, Porzingis has had injuries, so there's a chance he might put in a couple of 60-game seasons for the Mavs or whatever. He could also be totally fine, but I don't think we're there just yet to comfortably say that. But the other thing is, like I just said, they're in the Western Conference. I mean, with the way the teams are improving here, there's a chance that winning 45 games won't even get you into the playoffs. And if it does, it might get you the 7th seed. So there's a chance that those 2 Mavericks picks the Knicks are getting could be pretty good. Those are extra assets, and there are also other opportunities to draft some pretty damn good prospects. Speaking of the other prospects they have, some of them kind of suck. Kevin Knox was not good in his rookie season, could bounce back, he still has a lot of time. There's Dennis Smith, who certainly has the athleticism and the handle. We're going to have to see if he's an actual point guard. Alonzo Trier, good scorer. Don't know if he's actually a good basketball player. And then there's Damian Dotson, who does actually seem pretty alright in like a lower usage type of a role. So basically, the Knicks will be fine because Julius Randle is going to become the best player in the NBA this upcoming season, averaging 30 points and 15 rebounds.